What is up, guys? So, last stream, when I was streaming my close grip Larson presses, I think I was streaming, maybe, or was I streaming? I don't remember. Anyway, it was my last stream. I was asked about, when I used to bench 4 or 5 days a week and going from 230 to 405 in about a year. And they wanted me to kind of talk about that and if I would recommend it for somebody, and didn't really have time to talk about it on the stream because I was training. So here's this video. So basically the gist of it was, back in the day, um, I was living with my now wife, then girlfriend, and a roommate. Um, and I bought a bench one year. We put it on our patio at the apartment, and me and my roommate used to just bench, every day after work, basically. So we had both lifted a little bit in high school. He's the small guy in the video, spotting me. That 405 by 5 fail video that for some reason has 700,000 views or something like that. But anyway, it's that guy. So we would come home after work and just bench press like 5 days a week. And basically it was Monday, we would just warm up and test the new max and then do burnout sets on the way down. Tuesday we would just do lightweight burnout sets to infinity. A lot of times we would play the card game. We'd put like a $1.35 on there. And you turn over a card and you do that many reps through the whole deck of cards. Wednesday was kind of an optional day. Sometimes we trained, sometimes we didn't. And if we did, it generally just kind of a fuck around thing. We didn't really do nothing serious. Thursday would be a lot like Monday, except we wouldn't max out. We would kind of pyramid up to a heavy single, and then burnout sets on the way down. And Friday would be another like Tuesday, just lightweight burnout sets till infinity. We'd play basketball was our training legs. We didn't squat or deadlift or anything, and I think that's kind of a key to this too that I'll touch on. So being that we weren't squatting or deadlifting, the nervous system could handle doing one lift 5 times a week. That, along with the bench press, really doesn't affect your nervous system the same way squats or deadlifts does anyway. So that was another thing working in our favor there. We were definitely eating a lot of food at the time. It, basically all kinds of fucking Chinese takeout for the most part. Copious amounts of it. We worked at a shopping mall that was like half a mile from our house. So, the food court was our primary source of nutrition in those days. That, along with, Hennessy and weed and intra-workout Newports. So yeah, certainly not optimal conditions, but I think we were also really bro with our protein and creatine intake too. Basically be like, before we started training, like a fucking 60-gram protein shake with creatine in it. And then after we were done training, a 60-gram protein shake with creatine in it. Then we'd go play basketball, and then we'd go to the mall and grab a bunch of fucking Chinese takeout from the food court and smoke weed and eat that and play Call of Duty. So basically I was asked if I would recommend this, and I wouldn't recommend like what we were doing per se. If I were to go back and do it over again, and we'll keep this, in the theory of bench only, since that's what this is about. I mean, if I were to go back and do it over again, I would be doing full power. But we're going to keep this as just benching. And I would probably do like 3 days a week and just do a sort of undulating, daily undulating periodization. Do like a heavy day, do a middle kind of compensatory acceleration type training day, and then a light day. And I would use linear periodization for each of those. So probably like my heavy day would probably be something like progressive 3x3s. Then my medium day would be progressive 5x5s. starting at a relatively light percentage. And then my light day would be, progressive 10 by 10s or 5 by 10s or something like that. And like I said before, we weren't doing squats or deadlifts, so that was big with recovery. Your body didn't have to recover from those as well, so we could get away with all that benching and going to failure and stuff all the time. Speaking of going to failure, I would not, going back in retrospect, I wouldn't be going to failure as much. I know like going from 230 to 405 in about a year is huge, but I still feel like even given that there was some left on the table because we weren't training very smart. We weren't treating recovery very well. So given that heavy, medium, light day, 3 days a week, I would probably on my heavy day, I would do heavy upper back, as my accessory stuff with it. On my medium day, do medium upper back. Then on my light day, I'd probably do arms, biceps and triceps, shoulders. And then on an in-between day is when I'd work my squats and deadlifts, but being that the emphasis would be on bench press, I would keep both of those like no more than the 5x5 range and like at 70%, because I wouldn't be pushing those. I would just be pushing bench press. So all in all, I wouldn't recommend what we were doing to a T. However, it just goes to show like consistent hard work, progressive overload, and if you want to get better at something, do that something. Even if you're not doing it as efficiently as possible, still just doing that thing will make you better at that thing.